For me, until I was about 9, 10, I looked like a little boy. So a lot of the boys didn't actually know I was a female until, after the game. And
She started off playing AFL and she was in the bottom of the pack. She played exactly like Daniel played.
I loved AFL and I loved, the competitiveness, how fast-paced it was. I loved, how rough it was, getting down and being gritty and tough. And
she was very, very good. I can always remember one day when the opposition coach said, I'm really disappointed in you guys because you got beat by a girl.
There was a few times where boys would cry after they found out I was a girl. And a lot of boys I'd be really good friends with, and then they'd find out I was a girl and then I wasn't so much good friends with them, and it was just the way it was. My childhood is just, going in cars from sport to sport, and I was the youngest, so I got dragged around to everyone else's sports games until I was old enough to play sport.
She was always in the back of the bus, like the car. She used to cry when she saw the car because she's like, I would take Daniel to football, Levi to football, Madeline to netball.
But I played netball, soccer, AFL, did little athletics for a little bit. I tried everything.
Played with the boys in soccer then, was very easy recognised as, one of the better players. And when she went to soccer, it was still like, we'll go and play soccer, but she's taken it to see where she is now, and what she's done is just amazing.
I wasn't very good, and I went from being one of the best players in my AFL team, one of the first pick players, to now being probably the last pick player in your team. And I think the hardest thing definitely was finding myself in soccer. I didn't know if I was a forward, a defender. I didn't really understand the rules. I didn't know offside. I didn't know how to take a throw in. I think I got chucked up front because I was obviously really fast, and I was terrible at finishing, but I could just get down the line and beat people. And because I played against boys still, it was difficult. But
I always tell the story. Her first year, Alistair Edwards, who used to run the soccer kind of over here, he walked up to Sam and said, "Oh, would you like to try out for the state team?" And she said, "Oh, no thanks," and she just walked off. And he just looked at me and he goes, "I've never had anyone say no to me. Like, I don't get that."
It's special playing for Perth Glory, so every fan here is, a hometown fan, and that's really special to me because they've known me for longer. They've known me before, my last 2 years of success. So it's a really special thing to come home and play in front of fans like that have always supported me and know me on a different level to other fans. A lot of people, now know me as a goal-scoring striker, but, people before that are in Perth know me as the hometown kid that, just plays for fun, and that's a really cool thing for me is they see me as who I am. And when you see someone wearing your jersey, it's a really cool moment, and it's cool that, someone has picked you as their favourite player. And I remember when I used to get my, favourite player's jersey when I was a kid, I wouldn't take it off for weeks.
Especially last year when we played in Sydney against Brazil, and, people were crossing out numbers and putting her name on the top and things like that. It was really cool, like, over the men.
To take her name to where it is, and Australian Matildas to where it is, it's just been fantastic. A great journey and a great ride.
That's just a really cool thing that, I can bring a kid so much happiness on a special day like that. It's something that I don't think I'll ever get used to.